Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Starbound Frackin Univserse. When we last left off, I said we were going to start this episode with a little bit of building, but I haven't quite found the right world yet. And thus, we are, instead of immediately jumping into building, we're just doing a bit of exploring. And I kind of like the music of this world, so I figured it was a nice place to sort of jump in and just get a little bit of a look at things. Also, I am playing in admin mode because I was intending to immediately start building. And I think I will probably keep admin mode on just to facilitate some faster travel. Plus, there's also, watch this. With our rocket spear and infinite energy, we can basically fly wherever we want. Which, you know, if we were playing a serious bit of gameplay here, I probably wouldn't keep this on. Well, I wouldn't, because that would kind of... It's cool being invincible and all, but that does kind of suck the fun out of things after a while. But for rapid circumnavigation of planets, I figure that it is okay. And I probably shouldn't be looting things either, because that's also kind of cheesy, isn't it? Since I can't get hurt, but I can get all kinds of free loot. Yes. But yeah, like I said, what really prompted me to kind of start recording here is mostly just the fact that I like the music of this world. And as you can see, with this, we can actually travel faster than the game can load in chunks. So we are probably going to be seeing some breaks there. But also part of the reason I'm occasionally stopping to search chests and break stuff is, well, the chest part is because I like to see if I can find any cool new costumes and stuff. Oh dear. You kind of did that to yourself, sir. So, don't blame me. I always find it funny how the NPCs will blame you for any damage that's occurring to their property, even if they are the ones directly responsible for said damage. Yes. Very suspicious indeed, says I. But anyway, you know, I wish I had been doing this before. This is a really fast and convenient way to oh, wait, there's bugs. I'm also trying to fill out my bug collection. We already have sand clowns. Alright, I can get rid of those. I'm also collecting lore books so we can fill out our library when the time comes. Suppose I should have seen that we'd have sand clowns, since this is a sandy and a clownish place. Also, part of the reason we're on a scorched planet is because I figured, while I'm looking for the perfect world in which to start building, and it's kind of a shame knowing that the music of this world would change if once I terraformed it. I suspect some amount of terraforming will be involved in our building. I was also thinking to myself, maybe we shouldn't even build until after 1.3 hits, because what if... and this would be kind of a silly thing to do at this point, but what if 1.3 actually resulted in the world ending up in a situation where you literally had to start a new universe, because they are changing how travel works. I don't think that's going to be the case. I assume that, you know, all existing worlds and universes will just kind of carry on. They would just be changed a little bit in just how you navigate between them rather than what's actually on them, at least on pre-existing worlds. But yeah, but I said we were going to build, and it's been a while since we've done any building, so whether or not we end up getting to keep the fruits of our labors, that could be another story. We'll figure that out. Of course, with that in mind, I previously mentioned maybe it'd be a wise idea, and this means we've circumnavigated the planet, so away we go. I have previously mentioned that, what did I previously mention? I hate that when I lose my train of thought. I'm thinking about multiple things at the same time. I really shouldn't do that. I should try to keep my thoughts on just one thing at a time. But, here we are, Scorched Wasteland. Anyway, you know what, let's just forget about that. I'll get back to what I was talking about even earlier, about why I was exploring that scorched planet before I just changed changed subjects and then lost my train of thought, so it ended up being mute anyway. Yeah, I'm searching Scorched Planets in particular because it's been months now since I first did that first Shell Guard Part 1 episode, and I'm getting kind of self-conscious about the fact that I never did get around to finding one of the flying fortresses so we could fight the boss there. So while searching for a planet that would be ideal for building, you know, our home on, I figure I'll also search Scorched Planet so that hopefully we can find one of those dungeons. Also, something I didn't notice about, I also just redid all the missions on this particular universe to unlock everything again. Something you could do with mannequins is actually store body parts that don't belong on the right body parts. And, yeah. I actually noticed in the avian mission, they removed one codex, as far as I can tell, and one costume piece, for some reason. It's also kind of weird to me that the avian mission is the only mission that gives you a bunch of, like, hats, but doesn't give you any real body pieces. That's a thing for another time. Let's go exploring. Such a bad habit to start talking about one thing and then start talking about another thing and then forget the original thing and letting oneself get distracted. I'll blame it partly on the fact that I'm trying to concentrate on gameplay and commentary at the same time, but in that case, I think for proper balance, it would probably just be a better idea to stop playing if I figure there's a chance whatsoever that what I'm talking about could lead to me losing my stream of consciousness here. That would probably be better. I try to be self-conscious of that, but occasionally things still go awry. Now, I'm not too concerned about missing the dungeon, because the dungeon is up in the sky, and if I recall correctly, because I haven't actually looked up the data in a while. Also, I think before we get distracted, while I'm looking at this, I think I want to actually build our home to be sort of like a steampunk renovation of one of these glitch forts. In the sense, like, I like the little tubey structure and the copper and just the aesthetic of it. And then all we really need to do is add some more steampunkness. Like, look at this. This stuff right here is pretty damn cool. And of course, if you go up, then it gets even better. Pretty sure I also have all the codexes from here, so that is a thing. Do I have all the... filling up the tank? No, that sounds new. Oh, that was actually a thing describing what the glitch eat? Oh, I already have this? Or at least I already know it. I'm trying to gather all of these just because I want... I'm not reading them on camera, but I am gonna collect them and try to make sure I read them. This, right here, I like the sort of like the hanging chains, and I like all the little detail here. It's very nice looking, in my personal opinion. Though, we're not gonna fully explore this particular dungeon. I was actually thinking I would just, once I found a world that looked nice, I would just spawn in one of these dungeons, and then we'd kind of make over it from there. But I found that doesn't always work right. Because if you don't spawn it carefully, what ends up happening is you get a bunch of invisible tiles that you can't do anything about. Of course, maybe all I need to do to fix that is just restart the game. But, I'm not sure. Anyway, the key thing is that we find ideal worlds, and it also occurs to me I did change subject back there, and I made a mental note to myself to remember what I was saying to get back to it, but then I forgot it, so yeah. Which is pretty bad, because normally that doesn't happen. It's only when I'm recording, which is probably because my attention is being divided between playing the game, commentating, thinking of new stuff to say, so I don't run out of things to say, and just trying to, like, be cautious of what I am doing so that I keep some level of entertainment value. But I think it's still something I probably need some work. No, wait. No, I remember where I was going with things. It's funny, sometimes you can just talk yourself out of a problem. I highly recommend trying that. Probably not when you're in a life or death situation. But anyway, getting back to the matter at hand. I'm not worried about missing just by buzzing around here. missing the flying fortress, because as I recall, there is a chain similar to the avian airship, or, you know, just like there's something on the ground to let you know to go up into space. Go find the shell guard thingy-mabob. And so far, I've been to many, many scorched planets and had no luck. No, I'm not entirely sure if these are vanilla or Frackin Universe. All I know is that I don't recall seeing those weird geometrically cube-shaped trees until I started playing with Frackin Universe, but that's not really evidence of anything, is it? It's also interesting to me that we're getting the Florin mission music while we're playing here. And of course, part of the reason why we're having all this trouble, no doubt, and we found some Elder Signs, is because Frackin Universe adds... Oh, well, that's cool. Part of the reason for our problems is the fact that we are, of course, on... or in Frackin Universe, and Frackin Universe adds a whole bunch of extra biomes and dungeons and things. So, it does make it just a little bit harder. Also, I find it nice that there are actually little, mini biomes here in which you can get the, sort of like the frozen waste mission items. They don't seem to be overly common, but they're common enough. Common enough to be okay, says I. And that is fine by me. Oh, look, it's a Fishman. Hello there, Fishman. Which actually reminds me, as we do all this, at some point, I am going to want to explore again, well, probably several times, in fact, the Frozen Waste Dungeon, in order to make sure we can actually craft all the cool stuff there. So I've actually held every single item that you can find there. Also, let's add this over there. I don't think Ebonstone is part of that. Like, part of the whole little collection there of Lovecraftian type things. Flesh legs. Leggings, actually. How delightful. And we already know how to make that. And legs out of flesh. Why? Oh, and I already know how to do that, because I'm apparently just so awesome. Well, there you have it. Anyway, but yeah, also, another thing that I have been reminded of by talking about this is the fact that a vault encasing, you say. The fact that in order to get through that one little gap, I actually just need a translocator. I never thought of that. Mostly because the translocator is something that it existed in the vanilla game, but it was never implemented to my knowledge. And Frackin Universe seems to have kind of picked up on it and made it a thing. So, that is pretty cool. In fact, there's apparently even a translocator Mark II. And basically what the translocator is it's a portal gun. It lets you warp places, which is pretty cool. Another cool thing, of course, would be, I guess, that would let me take advantage of stuff like that if some of the old vanilla texts that were removed for 1.0, or around, well, before 1.0, actually, such as the, there was like a warp tech that let you warp short distances. That would have also been very, very useful. It's interesting how we are in some kind of Lovecraft biome, which would seem to me imply that the story of this world is, in fact... Ooh, sweet. Elder chest. I'll take that. And that. Which is apparently something I've never had before. We'll also do this. So I'm pretty sure I know corrupted armor. And there's also an unknown reactor and an unknown technology. Delightful. Alright. Calm down there, worm boy. Anyway, yes, so cool stuff all around on that front. And we still have not found what we are looking for, which is rather unfortunate. I guess I might even want to go so far as to just revert back to vanilla if I really want to find that Shell Guard Fortress. Or again, as I have commented on several times before, but haven't followed my own advice on, is I could just try to get the assets for the mod, and then just look through that for the dungeon name, so I could use the place dungeon command in order to spawn it. That would also work. Anyway, at this point, I am relatively confident we have probably almost circumnavigated the planet, if we have, in fact, not completely circumnavigated the planet. Well, no, I've never seen that particular shell guard thing before. But we are getting close. I'll take that. I like the music. Love all the music that Frackin Univserse adds. Since most of it fits pretty seamlessly into vanilla. I don't necessarily know if this fits seamlessly into vanilla. It actually kind of reminds me of Metal Gear for some reason. Like, it might be a silly thing to be thinking about, but it makes me think of Metal Gear for some reason. It is what it is. Oh, I already know how to make a Neo Shack room, apparently. Well, that's interesting. Thinking of, I haven't played a Metal Gear game in a while. Never did get around to playing the Phantom Pain. I might want to do that at some point now that I think about it. So many games in the world to play, so little time to play them. Anyway, yeah, getting back to just going on about how much I love the added soundtrack of Frackin Univserse. I mean, don't get me wrong, Starbound Vanilla's soundtrack is quite lovely to listen to, but just the extra music that Frackin Music adds is just absolutely yeah, we've definitely circumnavigated the planet at this point. It is just absolutely lovely. Very lovely indeed. And it's one of those things that also makes me... Wait, what level is this? It is level 6. I mean, that's... You know what? I could just build my home here and then just terraform it. That could work. It could work. Plus, I've also, while looking for stuff here, I have bookmarked... Actually, this is an impossible level planet, and it has just regular rain and storms. And Densinium and Quietus. And Ephigium. And it is green. We may want to terraform it, but let's get a look, see what it has for us, and I will see you guys momentarily. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, I randomly caught this pet while I was off doing stuff. I don't know how strong it is, but it's cool. It's cool. So we'll, oh, hello there, avian merchant person with your peacock headdress. And Bay Systems Dawn Rune SMG. Bay Systems, huh? Well, that's certainly a something. Ooh, toucan! Toucan Sam, in fact. Or at least that's what we'll call him. And... Aha, I knew I hadn't got one of those yet. What the... What is that thing, and why am I murdering it? Well, there goes my pet. What are you? I mean, you're definitely not a vanilla creature. I'll capture you anyway. What do we know about you? Do you have a name? You are a hopper. Wants to do nothing but giggle, sing, and hug all the time. You know what? You're useless to me. I'm getting rid of you. Anyway. And that's a... That is adorable. Anyway, you know what? I already like this world. It's got Florins on it. Gross. Well, nothing a good old-fashioned exterminatus can't handle. No, that would be needlessly cruel, I know. I'll have to go back and search this place for Florin codexes. And Florins aren't all that bad. I mean, some of them are kind of sketchy, but I don't think they're inherently evil people. They're just a race of warrior sociopaths who have no capability of empathizing with other species. At least according to one codex I read not too long ago. What is this? This is just like cloud, isn't it? This is weird. What's a cloud biome doing on a planet like this? Now, to be honest, this is a jungle, like, it's an unknown world. Incidentally, regarding unknown worlds and the fact that I've randomly floated into some kind of anti-gravity beam. The thing about unknown worlds, in case you're curious, is that they're basically any world, except random felon. And they're also evil people, so I can't talk to them. I just have to kill them. And I got a Mystic Top. Lovely. Wait, Mystic Top, isn't that... I got 2 Mystic Tops. Alright. They're, in a woman's size, so I can't wear them. Probably. Unless I want to go extreme fat... Oh, hello there, little purple guy. And by purple, I mean green guy. Could you guys get out of the way? Look what you did. You made me kill that little, Actually, do I have a swamp pup already? That's a good question. As you can see here, I'm trying to collect all the delightful creatures that inhabit the Starbound universe. And then we can turn them into action figures. Because, you know, that's a thing you can do if you have the right mods. Ah! Stop killing that poor man. There we go. And whoop. Well, that didn't go quite according to... There we go. But now I am out of capture pods for the time being, so that's rather unfortunate. I mean, this planet's got everything. It has... Oh, no, wait, no, I did it again. I started talking about something and then I trailed off, didn't I? Unknown worlds are basically just like any other world, except they're like a higher tier, is my understanding. So theoretically, I assume you could find an unknown world that was basically just a garden world or a lush world or, you know, one of... Is it garden or... No, garden is what they used to be called, but they're called lush now, aren't they? The, like the starting world types that you'll spawn a game in. You can spawn one of those worlds, except higher tier. Which is pretty good, I would say. I'll grab one of those just in case. You know what? I like this world. I don't really like the jungle-colored terrain, though. So we'll probably want to do a little bit of terraforming just to try to get some nice earth dirt. But I like the music. I like the ambiance otherwise. So we'll find a place to set up shop in. Excuse me while I smash all your precious furniture for stuff. I like this. This is a pretty cool thing. Though, I can't help but feel like this is one of those, well, I guess it is a trap in a way, because you'll be like, oh, look at that, there's a treasure down there. I'll just smash these blocks and go on down. But then, of course, you take one block out, and then the whole thing comes falling down. But then again, whoever built that, you know, not the smartest trap builder. Have I already circled the planet? Seriously? No, that's gotta be just like another guy, right? No, that is literally it. This planet's really that small? I guess it is. I don't know if I want a world that's quite that small. Wondered to myself. Well, I might terraform some of this cloud biome, now that I think about it then. Yes. Which, speaking of, I had a Terraforge and a bunch of terraformers on me, but we'll have to find that another time. I think, though, we found what could be our perfect world. But maybe we'll pick another one. It depends. I guess, well, the fact that we're getting rain here that apparently was not mentioned, that can occasionally cause us to get super hyper gravity-arized, is not necessarily what I was hoping for, but we'll figure it all out. For now, though, that is going to do it for this episode, so until the next time, thank you all for watching, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.